Colorado High School Activities Association softball is on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network from Volunteer Park in Gilcrest. It's the Brush Bee Diggers against the Valley Vikings along with Evan James. I'm John Beltran. We'll get to the Bee Diggers starting lineup. Brought to you by
High Plains Bank, your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all surrounding areas. Find out more at highplainsbank.com.
All right, the Bee Diggers go into this game with a 2-2 record, while Valley is sitting at 1-4. And the Bee Digger lineup is as follows. Batting first is the center fielder Brooke Rule. The third baseman Alexis Corral hits second. Grace Georgiou, the catcher, bats third. The pitcher is the cleanup hitter Braylon Rule. Riley Lake, the shortstop, hits fifth. Right fielder Olivia Odell bats sixth. Nadalyn Pawson left hits seventh. The DH is Annalise Glosson, and Kylie Abreu, the first baseman, will be batting ninth defensively. Hallie Sherman is at first. The second baseman for Valley is Jordan Rudd. Tanya Marquez is at third. The shortstop is Jordan Rudd. Victoria Blanco is in left. The center fielder is Bailey Segura. Over in right field is Peyton Savolt, and on the mound is Kaya Grant. Behind the plate, Kendall Luark. And Kaya Grant to deliver the first pitch. First pitch of the game brought to you by
High Plains Bank. That was the last one, sorry. Greg Mullen State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Call them today at 842-4555.
All right, here comes Brooke Rule, the senior, stepping in for the Bee Diggers. Brooke Rule on the season, hitting .500. And the opening pitch about to be delivered here from Kaya Grant. Valley in their black uniforms with the white pants, and the Bee Diggers just the opposite. White jerseys with the black pants. And the pitch. And that bounces in about 3/4 of the way. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, this Valley team is a young team. They did defeat Platte Valley 8-1. That was their lone victory, but that was the same team the Bee Diggers defeated by a score of 17-1 in the opening day. 1-0. Swung on and fisted foul out of play to the right. Over the first base dugout occupied by Valley. And the count levels at 1-1. Gorgeous day. Temperatures in the low 80s. Yeah, you're not going to have a better day for softball than this.
It's real nice, that's for sure.
And the 1-1. Swung on and chopped off the pitcher for a base hit into center field. Grant got a glove on it, but it's a base hit for Brooke Rule. And that'll send up Alexis Corral. Bee Diggers looking for some early momentum. Let's see, Alexis on the season. She's batting .500. And Kaya Grant comes home. And that pitch is high. Runner going to second, no throw. 1 ball and no strikes. Give the stolen base, of course, to Brooke Rule. With Grace Georgiou, who's got 2 home runs this year on deck. And the right-hander comes home, squaring to bunt and fouls it to the screen. Yeah, that's something the Bee Diggers have tried this year, the bunt, and they're still working on it. I don't think it's something they've looked too successful on so far. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just underway from Volunteer Park in Gilcrest. Game number 5 for the Bee Diggers, number 6 for Valley. Bee Diggers off until Saturday. The pitch, squaring to bunt. That's a nice bunt up the first base side. Fielded by the pitcher. Throw to first is just in time. That'll go 1-4 with a second baseman, Damian, covering. So no official at bat. That's a sacrifice bunt. And there's 1 down. Advancing to third is Brooke Rule. And here is Grace Georgiou, who's done nothing but tear the cover off the ball. 667, 2 homers, and 11 runs batted in. And that pitch is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to the senior catcher, Georgiou. She's going to be a first-team All-State player, undoubtedly, in 3A. And the 1-0, and she takes it for a strike. Down the middle, let her high, maybe a little bit lower than that. It's 1-1. With a runner at 3rd and 1 out in the top of the first. And Kaya Grant, the right-hander, comes home. Changeup bounces in. Nice block there by the Valley catcher, Kendall Luark. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch is swung on and drilled into left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Going back to tag up was Rule. She'll step on home plate. It's an RBI for Georgiou, her 12th ribby of the season. And the Bee Diggers with a 1-0 lead. Didn't hit it that hard, and that's actually a good thing because it was placed perfectly.
We have a courtesy runner going to first, and that would be Aaliyah Carrera.
All right, so she'll be at first base for Grace Georgiou.
Now up, number 4, Braylon Rule.
Braylon Rule's had a big year. Hitting 600. And the offering. That is a strike on the outer half. Bell tie, it's 0-1. Well, this is typical for Brush. When they get off to good starts, Georgiou is involved in the offense.
Georgiou's that solid player that can make things happen.
No, without a doubt. Well, the best player. Upstairs, runner going to second to throw the tag, and late. I'd say Carrera didn't get down there quickly at all. I thought she usually has more foot speed than that, but was able to slide in. 1 ball and 1 strike to the cleanup hitter for Brush. Braylon Rule, 1-0 Bee Diggers. The sophomore awaits the pitch. That is in the dirt, blocked again by Luark. Ball 2, strike 1. Two balls and 1 strike here in the top of the first inning. And the offering. That's right there. Belt high down the middle. 2-2. Yeah, that looked like a very hittable pitch, which is why it was called a strike. I think she wants it a little bit lower, not quite that high. And Kaya Grant comes home, and that bounces in, again blocked on 1 hop there by the Valley catcher. Ball 3, strike 2. Bee Diggers looking to shorten this game. The pitch swung on and lifted behind the plate. There's a play for the catcher, Luark, and she drops the ball up the first base side. That'll be an error, scored an error, even though the hitter's still up there. That's the way it works in both baseball and softball. Just because the hitter is not on the bases, it's still scored an error in foul territory if it's a makeable play. So that's a big break for Rule. She's got a shot here. 3 balls and 2 strikes again. The pitch. That's upstairs and away. And it's a walk. Riley Lake has been moved up in the lineup because of 2 hits in the last game against Resurrection Christian.
We have a courtesy runner going to first, and that'll be Harley Holdren for Braylon Rule.
So 2 courtesy runners on the base paths. First and second for Brush. And 1 out in the top of the first inning on an RBI single from Grace Georgiou. The offering. That's a strike on the outer half, belt high. It's 0-1. At second is Carrera. Holdren at first. Brooke Rule scored the first run of the game for Brush after she singled. The Bee Diggers have 2 hits in the inning. The offering. Swung on and foul back. That's a good heater. Challenged the right-handed hitting senior. No balls and 2 strikes. And Riley went up the middle on last Thursday in the 10-run victory against Resurrection Christian for those 2 hits. Now has to protect at 0-2. The pitch upstairs. And now going for third is Carrera. The throw is off the third baseman's glove and backed up. So it's a stolen base, but she's really not running with the efficiency that we saw in previous games. It's almost, it doesn't look like she's got the I don't know if she's healthy or not, or fully healthy. The pitch, swung on line, base hit into left field, beyond the outstretched glove of the shortstop, Jordan Rudd. And scoring is Carrera. The Bee Diggers now lead 2-0 as Riley Lake delivers.
And that brings up Olivia Odell. You know, Olivia Odell is a senior this year. And we have one courtesy runner left on base, and that'll be Harley Holdren. Riley Lake at first with that base hit, past third.
Odell hitting 200. That bounces away. The wild pitch advances the runners. So the Bee Diggers have two scoring position right now and already holding a 2-0 lead. So you have RBI. You've got 3 hits already. The RBIs from Georgiou and Lake. And Lake is the trail runner at second. And as Evan mentioned, Holdren is at third. The pitch. And that is up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Here to the right fielder, Olivia Odell. Kaya Grant comes home. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one. Way out in front. Ball 2, strike 1. It's time for the question, Evan. We're in the first inning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about
All
yourself,
right.
John?
Well, you said you were not 100%, but
No, not 100%.
Sorry.
Fighting those allergies, but
that's a strike right there down the middle. It's 2-2 to pause. I mean, it's a voice of concern coming from me.
yeah. Yeah, it's...
Yeah, my son has asthma but doesn't have allergies. My wife is also asthmatic. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and lifted foul, drilled down the left side. But it is foul, and the count remains at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 in, 1 out in the top of the first inning. And at the plate is number 22 in Poss, the Bee Digger left fielder. Kaya Grant delivers, and that's up and away. Well, the Bee Diggers have won both of their games in abbreviated fashion. 4 innings against Platte Valley and 5 against Rez.
That'd be nice to see here as well.
3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Paw strikes out. And there's 1 down. And that was just pure heat.
That was a nice pitch.
Well, check that. I think I had that wrong. Excuse me. That was Olivia Odell struck out. Here's Paws. Okay. So Odell struck out. I was a hitter ahead. Now Paws to the plate. And that's a strike. Yeah, I don't know how I got a hitter ahead when I said Odell to begin with. Paul's hitting 182. Odell was at 222 before striking out on a 3-2 pitch. And the 0-1. And that's upstairs. The count levels at 1-1 to the 7th place hitter in this Brush lineup. And this indeed is Nadeline Poss. Kaya Grant comes home. Swung on and grounded to third on 2 hops. Fielded. The throw to first is in time. The play was made by Tanya Marquez. And the Bee Diggers are done in the top of the first inning. The Bee Diggers scored 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 2 left. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. It's Brush 2 and Valley coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Evan James. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. The Bee Diggers picked up 2 runs on 3 hits. Batting first for Valley is the shortstop Jordan Rudd. Center fielder Bailey Segura hits second. The pitcher Kaya Grant bats third. The cleanup hitter is the catcher Kendall Luark. Tori Damian, the second baseman, is 5th. It is Hallie Sherman at first, batting 6th. Victoria Blanco, the left fielder, hits 7th. Third baseman Tanya Marquez bats 8th, and that pitch is up and away. And Peyton Savolt, the right fielder, bats 9th. The Bee Diggers defensively. Kylie Abreu at first. The second baseman is Carly Tatalini. At third is Alexis Corral. Riley Lake at short, the pitch. And that hits the batter on the left foot. That's a problem that Braylon had in a previous start. Did it 3 innings in a row. In fact, it was the last game. Nadeline Paulson left. Brooke Rule in center. The right fielder is Olivia Odell. Behind the plate is Grace Georgiou. And not a good start there for the Bee Diggers sophomore. Hitting the first batter. The pitch squaring to bunt and takes it high. 1 ball and no strikes to Bailey Segura. I mean, she's got plenty of velocity.
Yeah.
But the control is still something that Braylon is working on. Squaring to bunt, and that's bunted right to the third baseman, Corral. She'll throw to first for the out. Sacrifice goes 5-3. Nice job of Alexis charging on that play, anticipating the successful sacrifice bunt. One down for Kaya Grant.
Number 2, Kaya Grant.
The opposing pitcher, well, the Bee Diggers had a chance to tack on more than 2 second and third with 1 out, but Odell struck out. Then the ground out there by Pawson. That's a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Braylon, after the last 2 pitches, looks ready now. Not that she wasn't ready before, but I think that hit batter was a wake-up call. Swung on and popped up. Should be an easy play. And it's dropped by the shortstop, Lake, but now caught between second and third is the hitter and out. Not the hitter, but the base runner. And tagged out. The ball was picked up by Rule. She threw to Corral for the out. So an error on Lake, allowing the hitter to reach on the drop ball in shallow left center. However, caught between second and third was Jordan Rudd. And she was tagged out. That'll go 8-5. And there's 2 down. And the pitch is a strike to the cleanup hitter.
You know, John, like you said, Braylon Rule has nice velocity. And you can definitely see the differences between the 2 pitchers here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she throws harder. And the offering. Swung on and grounded into right field for a base hit. Coming up with a play is Olivia Odell. And that's first and second off the single from Kendall Luar going the other way. Here's Tori Damian. It looks like we will have a courtesy runner. And I'm guessing that courtesy runner is going to be Brianna Mercado over at first base. Well, a base running mistake by Jordan Rudd's going to hurt Valley if they don't score here. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air down the right side, and that is foul. About 3 feet foul over the first baseman, Kylie Abreu's head. That would have been placed perfectly had it found a little gap there. No balls and 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The Bee Diggers with a 2-0 lead. RBI singles from Georgiou and Lake. Swung on and fouled to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Buildings by Design. Can she put her away? She might go change up here. 0-2 pitch. Swing and off the, nope, a foul. Just off of Georgiou's glove. She was nearly able to secure it. Yeah, if Georgiou can't catch it, it's a foul ball. She doesn't drop anything. She's very solid back there, yeah.
Like we've been saying all season, she commands that position.
Yeah, she's still got 11 games after this in the regular season. Swing and foul tipped into the glove of Georgiou, and it's a strikeout for Braylon Rule, and the inning is over. No runs, a base hit. There was a Bee Digger error and 2 left. As we head to the second inning from Volunteer Park in Gilcrest, the score, Brush 2, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 2-0 Brush. Let's head to the top of the second inning in Gilcrest. The Bee Diggers sending up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Glosson, Abreu, and Brooke Rule against the right-hander, Kaya Grant. Tell you, we're not going to get better than this weather-wise, Evan.
No, it's an amazing, just has what feels like a slight breeze. We're in the shade, too. So
yeah, we're up the third base side in the shade.
Oh, man.
I mean, we could have a little picnic out here.
Exactly.
Blanket, you know,
Oh,
a few
man.
sandwiches. What do you like to eat on a picnic? I mean, you probably don't picnic much, neither do I, but
No. I mean,
anything, right? At
yeah,
this-
really.
I mean, we're not going to be picky. It's food.
Exactly. Food is food.
Not that we have anything now. The left-handed hitter takes it up and away, off the glove of the catcher, Luark, who had the lone base hit for Valley in the bottom of the first inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Righty against lefty. Pitch to Glosson. Swing and a miss. She's hitting 083, so looking to get on track. Looked like she was fooled on that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. She was second in the lineup to begin the year, but I think Coach Odell wants her to settle towards the bottom to feel more comfortable. And took something off for that, but that's outside. Ball 2, strike 1. Braylon Rule looked very solid after the opening hitter in the bottom of the first inning. 2 balls and 1 strike, and Grant comes home. Swing and a miss. I think she's pulling that head or something. And she's swinging underneath the ball is what I'm noticing right now.
Yeah.
See, we have a very good angle, Evan. We can see pretty much horizontally what's happening. 2-2. Boy, that just missed. That's a great eye there by Glosson. That was just off the plate. Ball 3, strike 2. To the opening hitter at the top of the second inning. Kaya Grant, the right-hander, delivers. Outside, it's a walk. That'll send up
Now up number 9.
Kylie Abreu. Now your typical 9 hitter. She's tall, she's strong, she's batting .286. And look where she's positioned, near the front of the box, so anything that's a changeup, she's going to catch that thing early. The pitch squaring to bunt, and she lays it down the third base side, but it trickles foul. It had too much backspin and side spin on that one. However, her form was very good there, but just a little bit too much spin.
Yeah. And that's one thing I noticed with Braylon Rule, too, is she stood near that front and allowed her to catch that early.
Yeah. Well, she'll probably try it again. No balls and 1 strike. Let's see, Abreu, she's squaring to bunt, and she takes it upstairs. Nice job of holding that bat back, and the count levels at 1-1. On deck is Brooke Rule, who scored the game's first run. With a runner at first and nobody out in the second. 1-1 pitch, squaring to bunt, and it bounces in and bounces to the catcher.
Wiggins Electric has been servicing the surrounding area since 1966 with complete electrical and Valley Center pivot installations. Also your local Bush Hog and Coyote dealer. Visit WigginsElectric.net today.
Ball 2, strike 1. And the offering squaring to bunt and takes it high and away. Well, Kaya Grant's going to be her own worst enemy. If she doesn't get her out or at least pitch to her.
And, you know, I was saying earlier, you can definitely see the differences here.
Well, it's 3-1 pitch. And bunts it right back to the third baseman now, and that's going to be bobbled. That'll be an error, but a sacrifice. It's still a sack. No base hit, but it is a sacrifice for Abreu. The runner advances to second.
Abreu is safe at third.
Well, another shot for a big inning.
That'll bring us back to the top of the
Brooke Rule singled her first time up.
Brooke Rule.
And scored. As I mentioned, the first run of the game, the pitch. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, the only thing when you're the visiting team, you got a big inning. They have to eventually get out of that inning before you take the field, like in the 4th or 5th, if you're trying to shorten the game run-wise. 1-0. A little bit below the knees, 2-0. And Grant's been falling behind hitters. That's one of the issues. 42 pitches, 21 balls, 21 strikes. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 on. The pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. I don't know why Glosson held up to throw to third in time. She didn't know the situation. She got to go to third there because it was a force on both sides. I don't think she realized there was a runner at first. The fielder's choice as the play was made by Rudd is going to go 6-5. and she was forced out easily.
Jordan gets the field.
I think the play would have been made anyway, but
That'll bring up number 3.
yeah, you want to make sure there's alert base running because
Yeah.
that's a mental error there. Here's Corral, who had a sac bunt first time up, and she takes it for a strike. A little off speed on the outer half. It's 0-1. Yeah, the Bee Diggers are still trying to sharpen up every skill. They look good at times, really good. Well, that's why they're 2-2. The pitch, up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of talent on this team.
Also graduating a lot of talent.
Yeah, well, they did a year ago when they went to the state finals. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on the pitch. Swing and a miss. Corral took a big hack and missed. Ball 1, strike 2 to the senior. Alexis, a great all-around athlete. One of the cornerstones of that state quarterfinal basketball team in 2020. Swing and a miss. She struck out. Yeah, sometimes you benefit from a pitcher who throws harder.
Yeah.
Alexis looked like she was a little bit out in front on both pitches, even though it wasn't a straight change. So she strikes out, 2 down here for the very dangerous Grace Georgiou, an RBI single first time up. 2 on, 2 out, 2-0 brush the pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Nice play, throw to third, and safe. Oh, the ball was dropped there by the third baseman. Jordan Rudd made the play, but Marquez dropped it. That'll be an error on the third baseman. If not, that would have been a force there. I think the throw beat her. But that'll be scored an error. And Valley's committed already 3 errors. It was hit hard, but Rudd made the play, and the force was there, but the ball was just dropped. So it extends the inning here for Braylon Rule. The pitch, swung on and grounded slowly to third, and stepping on the bag, and safe! Safe, and Brooke Rule was able to beat Marquez to the bag for the force. And it's now 3-0. Well, how did you see that?
Well, she went around her,
She did go around her.
and like we've been saying all year, Brooke Rule has that speed.
I'm going to tell you right now, I thought the third baseman for Valley got there a tad before. I thought she was out. It was a bang play. Nonetheless, it'll be scored a fielder's choice, and the Bee Diggers now lead 3-0. But I really thought, and Rule got down from second to third quickly, but I thought she was out by a smidgen, and that's the reason the Valley coach is out there, because that's what I saw. Of course, I have a different angle. We're even closer than he is.
Yeah.
And the umpire is positioned to the left of the shortstop. So we're about equidistant from the bag, as is the umpire, just from a different angle. Nonetheless, it's a big break for the Bee Diggers. The pitch, and Riley takes it. Lake takes it up and away.
And, John, we have courtesy runners now on first and second. Aaliyah Carrera on second and Harley Holdren on first.
1 ball and no strikes. Lake already with an RBI in the first inning when the Bee Diggers scored 2 runs. The pitch, upstairs, ball 2. Yeah, Lake getting on a roll after the 2 hits in the previous game. 2 balls and no strikes to the senior shortstop. The bases are full of Bee Diggers. Swung on and lifted down the right side, and is that going to drop? It is dropping foul. Just outside that right field line. That would have been trouble, scoring at least 2. And the count now at ball 2 and strike 1 to Riley Lake on pitch number 52. Already thrown by the right-hander Kaya Grant. This will be a critical pitch. He's got to get it over the plate. The offering. That's right there, outer half, belt high. Really good pitch, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Lake's RBI single came on a 2-strike pitch her first time up. She's got a very wide stance to shorten that swing. 2-2. Yep, right there, inner half. Let her high. She strikes out looking. And the Bee Diggers are done in the top of the second inning. 1 run, no hits, 2 errors, and the bases were left loaded. As we head to the bottom of the second inning in Gilchrist, the Bee Diggers with a 3-0 lead in this Patriot League softball game of the Valley Vikings on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The pitch outside as we begin the bottom of the second inning. John Beltran with Evan James. Hallie Sherman, Victoria Blanco, Tanya Marquez. 6, 7, and 8. Swung on and grounded right side into right field for a base hit, the second hit for Valley to lead off this inning. Well, you know, you could say, hey, good job, Bee Diggers. You're up 3-0.
Yeah.
They've left 5 on base.
Yeah.
2 in the first and the bases loaded in the second, so they have blown a lot of opportunities. And they got a break just to get that run in the second. The pitch squaring to bunt, lays it down the first base side. That's going to be a tough play. Fielded throw to first is going to be in time. Boy, that's a good play by the pitcher Braylon Rule to retire. Victoria Blanco's sac bunt is successful. Advancing the runner to second. One down for Tanya Marquez. The third baseman who's committed a couple of errors here for Valley. She'd like to make up for on the offensive end. That's a strike. Down the middle, just above belt level, it's 0-1. With a runner at second, bottom of the second, the offering. Swung on and grounded sharply. Backhanded stab there by Lake, but no play. It'll be a base hit. I'm not sure why she threw it from her backside. No reason to throw that ball. You hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
However, holding up at second was Hallie Sherman. Great athletic play in the hole. But again, you never want to get rid of that softball. There's no reason to. Second hit of the inning, third of the game for Valley.
And we'll have a courtesy runner as well.
Well, yeah, about to come in for Tanya Marquez. Trinity Getman.
B&B Appliance. B&B Appliance and Repair, from refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have exactly what you need and service it too.
Peyton Savolt is the lone left-handed hitter for Valley as they threaten. Here with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the second. The offering squaring to bunt and lays it down the third base side, fielded by the pitcher Rule. Throw to first in time. And the throw back to third and safe. Tagged right there at third was Sherman, but she got back in. Boy, if they could just bunt it a little bit further towards the line, that might be a base hit. But keep in mind, Braylon Rule's a really good athlete. She got off that mound quickly and threw out the speedy Savolt.
Yeah. And you know, another thing I've noticed too is that these Valley players have been overrunning the bases.
Yeah, and they're aggressive at the plate, and that's a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Jordan Rudd was hit by a pitch. And then she made a base-running miscue and was thrown out by Brooke Rule at third when the ball was dropped by the shortstop Lake. But she can drive in 2 right now. Swung on and lifted to center field. And to her left, Brooke Rule makes the catch. And Valley does not score in the bottom of the second inning. For the Vikings, no runs on 2 hits. No Bee Digger errors. And 2 left in scoring position. Let's head to the third. Brush 3, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush 3, Valley nothing. We move to the top of the third inning in Gilchrist. Bee Diggers' next game will be on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. That's in Brush against Strasburg. If you're looking at Max Preps, that's incorrect. They have Brush listed going to Strasburg twice this year. That's not the case. They will be going to Strasburg on the 29th of this month, which is 4 weeks from today. But on Saturday morning, they'll be in Brush. Olivia Odell struck out her first time up, and she will hit here in the third for the Bee Diggers. And you look at the line score. Brush has 3 hits, so does Valley. The pitch. Hit her on the left foot with a changeup.
Didn't have much speed to that one.
Well, hence being a changeup.
Yeah.
And she didn't have control over it.
Absolutely not.
Here's Natalie Poss, who grounded to third her first time up. The offering. Strike. Let her high, it's 0-1. 6, 7, and 8 for the Bee Diggers. And it looks like definitely getting to a number 9 in this inning. And the pitch squaring to bunt and fouls it back. Boy, her form was excellent, but it looked like she just got underneath the ball. And now what do you do? Because you're 0-2. You can't bunt it foul here. If not, it's an automatic strikeout. And the infield was playing back. They were not expecting that.
No.
Poss widens up that stance. No balls, 2 strikes to pitch. Swing and a miss. On the pitch on the outer half, and there's 1 down. Well, let me tell you, the Bee Diggers have struggled at times to make contact in the early going. You look at it so far, and Brush has struck out 4 times. The pitch, that's a strike to Glosson, who walked her first time up. 1 on, 1 out. In the third, the Bee Diggers lead the Valley Vikings 3-0. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. The offering, way outside. The count levels at 1-1. Georgiou and Lake had RBI singles in the first inning. Then they scored on a fielder's choice in the third, or in the second, I should say, on a play at third. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. The offering, up and away. Annalise moved up in the box, maybe thinking about dragging something down. 2-1. Now she's way back in the box.
She's in that corner there.
Yep, with that close stance. Swung on and lifted down the left side. Should be a routine play. And to her right, making the catch is Blanco. 2 down. Back to first is Odell. And here comes Kylie Abreu. No official at bat. She had a sac bunt. Well, you know, Kaya Grant she's now starting to find the strike zone. The pitch. Strike down the middle. Belt high. It's 0-1. Yeah, they play some defense, but of course they've got to score. They're down 3-0 to these Bee Diggers. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and a ball tailing down in the zone. Swung about 6 inches over that pitch. It's 0-2 to Abreu. Now, when the Bee Diggers get 2 strikes, a lot of these hitters widen the stance. What that does is it shortens the swing. The pitch upstairs. And it certainly shortens the step. One ball, 2 strikes. Odell at first, 2 down, top 3. Bee Diggers lead by that many. The pitch, swung on and fouled back. That was a nice, short, compact swing. And got a piece of that one.
AC Ice, crystal clear ice, good for any drink at any time of the year. You can pick up your AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store in the Northeast Colorado today.
Yeah, I love that crystal clear stuff. The pitch, up and away. And the count is now at 2-2 to Kylie Abreu. On deck is Brooke Rule. And Kaya Grant, the right-hander, comes home. Swung on line, foul. We'll talk about a short swing. Real compact swing. Yeah, it's very difficult to strike out when you take that compact of a swing. But again, the Bee Diggers, when they've committed outs in this game, the majority have been strikeouts. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and lifted down the left side and to her right. And the ball drops in front of the left fielder. Throw to third, the slide, the tag, and safe. Bang, bang, play at third. Excellent base running there by Odell. It's a base hit for Abreu. She goes to second on the throw. That throw was there on 1 hop by Blanco. And the inning continues for Brush. Well, that was close, but I think that's an excellent call. Here is Brooke Rule. Well, the Valley coach doesn't like it, but I think that was a good call right there. Like I said, the force earlier, the force at third, I think was not a good call, but I think that one was the right call. And I think we had the better angle. Let's see. They'll confer with the home plate umpire, but I think she actually got underneath that tag.
That's what I thought too.
Let's see. Oh, boy. Tom Odell's going to go crazy if they call her out here. But I thought she was in there. Let's see. Are we going to have a call reversal out here? If there's no reversal, it's 2 on. And the call is going to remain as safe at third. Yeah, I think she was safe. Just because the throw beat you doesn't mean the tag beat you. And the tag did not beat her. Here is Brooke Rule.
By no means without a force.
Yeah, the force, I think she was out. I think that
Yeah.
I do think that was not a good call.
Yeah.
Single and a fielder's choice here for Brooke Rule. 1 for 2. Wind and offering. Takes it for a strike. On the outer half, thigh high, it's 0-1. That was placed perfectly just inside the left field line by Kylie Abreu, advancing the lead runner. And the offering. Upstairs. Ball 1, strike 1. The Bee Diggers have scored in each of the first 2 innings, but if they're going to score now, they need to do it with 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Luark lays down the sign, the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Challenged her with a letter-high heater. Ball 1, strike 2. Here to Brooke Rule, the senior center fielder. The offering. Up and away. 2-2. Odell at third. Abreu at second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The pitch. Swung on and lifted behind the plate. The catcher, Luar, cannot locate it, and it just drops. She dropped her mask, but no error there because she was never underneath that ball. But a very makeable play right behind the plate in foul territory. And, boy, when you give your leadoff hitter an extra pitch, let's see if Rule makes her pay. She barely had to move, too. I think she moved a couple of steps too much behind the umpire. 2-2. Pitch to Rule. In the dirt. Blocked by the Valley catcher. Ball 3, strike 2. Big situation for both sides. Valley wants to stay in this game, down 3-0 in the third. The pitch. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Base hit. Odell scores. Around third is Abreu. She finds home plate. It's a 2-run single by Brooke Rule. And the Bee Diggers take advantage and now lead 5-0.
That'll bring up Alexis Corral.
Boy, what a critical misplay that was.
Yeah.
Again, when Brooke popped it up. And all really the catcher, Luark, had to do was maybe take a step, but she couldn't. And it's not easy.
Yeah.
It had enough elevation, though, to make the play. And now Brooke has her second hit of the game, and that's up and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Alexis Corral. Yeah, good hitters are going to capitalize, and that's exactly what Brooke Rule did. Swinging a foul to the screen. Count levels at 1-1. Corral with a sac bunt in the first inning, and then struck out swinging in the second. One ball and 1 strike to the senior third baseman. The pitch. Outside, going to second is Rule. Easy stolen base. Oh, man, she is loaded with speed.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like she's running that fast, and all of a sudden she's sliding in as I look up. 2-1. She's in scoring position. Let's see if AC can deliver. Kaya Grant, the right-hander, looks in and pitches. Swung on and fouled to the right on that low heater.
Equitable Savings and Loan, mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check it out today.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Corral. The pitch upstairs. 2-2 and a steal of third. Almost like a delayed steal. So Brooke Rule is just 1 base away from scoring. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 in. The offering. Swing and a miss. Corral strikes out for the second time in as many at-bats. But the Bee Diggers do score as they get a 2-run, 2-out single from Brooke Rule. Let's head to the bottom of the third inning in Gilchrist. The Brush Bee Diggers lead the Valley Vikings 5-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush leads Valley 5-0 from Volunteer Park in Gilchrist, along with Evan James, a junior at Brush High School. I'm John Beltran. Graduated 4 decades ago almost. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Why did I say that? Sack bunt for Segura, Bailey Segura. It's the 2-3-4 hitters. Kaya Grant, who had a base hit her first time up, and Kendall Luark. Up for the Bee Diggers in this bottom of the third against Braylon Rule. The pitch. Hit her on the right foot as she tried to skip out of the way.
Bailey gets the first one hit by a pitch. That'll bring up number 2.
That's the 5th time in the last 2 games that Braylon has hit a leadoff batter in the inning. A very unusual stat. And that's not a good time to do it, knowing that actually Kaya Grant reached on an error. The on-deck hitter, I believe, is the one who had the base hit. So you have the meat of the lineup. Valley looking to rally here. The pitch up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. The wind and the offering. Swung on and lifted behind the third baseman. Shortstop Lake is out. It's going to drop right in front of the left fielder, Paulson. That should have been made. It'll be a base hit, but that was just unaggressive out there. And it's first and second. Coach Odell could not be happy about that. That ball's got to be caught, I would think, Evan.
Yeah, I think what happened was they weren't communicating. And when you don't communicate, you don't know who's going to get that ball.
It was definitely the left fielder's ball.
Yeah.
That's Paulson's ball every time. It had too much distance on it, and it dropped about 2 feet in front of her. The pitch, that's a strike down the middle. Luark went the other way for a base hit. And again, the Bee Diggers have to work on everything. They might be up 5-0, but we've seen some shaky situations at times. And they're a better team than Valley, as evidenced by the score and the records. Pitch is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, that's a routine play. The pitch swung on and lifted in the air and caught by the shortstop Lake. Throw to first, but again, got to hold that ball. There was no way they were going to double up the runner. And there's 1 down. Now, sometimes throwing the ball around is not a good thing. Lake anticipated that perfectly. 1 down. There's Tori Damian. She struck out looking in her first at bat. The pitch, and that hit her on the left foot. Third hit batter. And the bases are loaded for Hallie Sherman, who had a single first time up. Well, I will say this for Braylon. She's not scared of pitching inside.
No.
And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I mean, she challenges hitters. That's the price you pay, though. Twice in this inning and 6 times, 6 or 7 in the last 2 games. Strike. Beautiful pitch at the knees from the sophomore. No balls and 1 strike.
Northeastern, when it comes to your future, Northeastern is miles ahead, and they're a college that is close to home.
The pitch. Bounces in. Nice block by the senior Georgiou. Ball 1, strike 1. The Bee Diggers are playing the infield in. I find that unusual with a 5-run lead, but you know what? Let's see. Maybe that pays off. The offering. Swung on, grounded foul up the right side. Late swing there. 1-2 to the number 6 hitter, with Victoria Blanco waiting to hit next. Well, Coach Odell's been in these situations many times before. He doesn't want that run to score. He wants to preserve the shutout. 1-2 offering. Right there, strike 3, throw to third, and the slide in the tag and safe is the lead runner, Segura. And a strikeout by Braylon Rule exactly when she needed it. Clutch pitch at the knees, 2 down in the bottom of the third. Victoria Blanco had the sack bunter first time up. The pitch in the dirt. But again, blocked by the veteran catcher, George Yu. 1 ball and no strikes. The Valley Vikings have the bases loaded. The Bee Diggers left the bases loaded in the second. 1-0. Ooh, just up and away. Barely missed. 2-0. Well, now you got to come in with one. And Braylon knows she's got to throw a strike here on a 2-0 pitch. Here it is. Not even close, up and away. And on deck is Marquez, who had a shot the first time up. 3-0. The offering. Bounces in, it's a walk. Forces in a run. And it's now 5-1 in favor of Brush. Just past the top of the hour, this is 10-10. KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Snyder. Your home of Brush Bee Digger softball, football, basketball, wrestling, and baseball. The pitch, strike, inside corner, bell tie, it's 0-1. To Tanya Marquez at a base hit her first time up. The offering in the dirt. Count levels at 1-1. Got to play clutch defensively because Marquez, she hit the ball really hard her first time up, so you have to anticipate she'd put it in play here. The offering. Outside, 2-1. Well, now the onus is on the pitcher to come back in the strike zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, you got to come in with a heater. No trickery here. The pitch, not even close, way outside. Backhanded by George Yu. It's been a messy inning for the sophomore. 2-hit batsman. A bases loaded walk. She did have a key strikeout 2 batters ago. 3-1. Swung on line, base hit center field. Only 1 run is going to score. The runner at second held up to make sure she was not hit by the ball. As Kaya Grant crosses home plate, Damien to third. And it's 5-2. Brush. Valley has tallied 2 in the inning. Peyton Savold, who had the sack bunt 1 inning ago, is now the batter for the Vikings. The pitch, strike, down the middle, it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Well, at least Braylon allowed something. She didn't want to walk 2 consecutive hitters. And the pitch, swung on, grounded foul. Late swing towards the Digger dugout on the third base side.
21st Century Equipment. All the John Deere equipment for your operation is at 21st Century Equipment in Sterling and Fort Morgan.
No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, way outside to the left-handed hitter. And the count is at 1-2. Looking to put her away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The offering. Down and away again, 2-2. Well, a money pitch. You got to throw a money pitch here. Money pitch is a big pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The offering. Way outside, man. She's not even close with the last 3. Braylon didn't throw many pitches in the first 2 innings. She's only thrown 42 total in the game. But a ton in this frame. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, Braylon. Throw it right over the plate. Nope. Low. A walk. Run scores. Tori Damien from third. It's now 5-3. Savold with the RBI.
Georgia's going to go and have a conversation real quick with Braylon Rule.
Well, Valley's back in the game. They're right back in the game. Jordan Rudd was hit by a pitch and popped out. They've scored all these runs with 2 outs. A bases-loaded walk, a single, and another bases-loaded walk. It's a brand-new game. Pitch. That ball almost clipped her. She had to back out of the way. 1-0. Now you start wondering if she doesn't get her out, what's Coach Odell going to do? You want to keep her on the hill. Or in the circle, I should say. 1-0. Swung on and lifted to center. Brooke Rule is back. She's got plenty of room and makes the grab. And the Bee Diggers finally get out of this mess in the bottom of the third inning. However, Valley does some damage. 3 runs on 2 hits. No Bee Digger errors and 3 base runners left. 3 complete in Gilchrist. The Bee Diggers lead the Valley Vikings 5-3 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers lead the Valley Vikings 5-3 as we head to the 4th inning here. Now let's check out these line scores. 5 runs on 5 hits for Brush, 3 runs on 5 hits for Valley. The Bee Diggers have committed 1 error. Valley's committed 3. But here's the story of the game. The Bee Diggers have stranded 6 on the bases, and Valley has left 7. And you don't want Grace Georgiou up there to lead off an inning, but that's the case right now. She is 1 for 2, including an RBI single in the first. Well, let's get 2 or 3 of these runs back if you're Brush. Let's see if she can hit one over the fence as she done twice this year. The pitch. Changeup bounces in. Georgiou followed by Braylon Rule. 1 ball and no strikes. And Kaya Grant comes home upstairs. It is 2-0 to Georgiou. I mean, you go 1 for 2, your average normally goes up, but it's gone down because she was batting .667 going into the game. 2-0, not even close, way outside, off the glove of the catcher, Luark. Yeah, I don't think they want any part of her.
No.
But she's leading off an inning. I mean,
that's a completely new story.
Well, you would think you'd attack her. You'd go right there, right after her with nobody on base. 3-0 pitch. Strike. Ball 3, strike 1. Here to Grace Georgiou. And the offering. Inside, it's a walk. Oh, we've seen quite a few of those in this game. Braylon Rule has walked and hit into a fielder's choice. Carrera is now the courtesy runner at first for the Bee Diggers. And there's no doubt that she'll be taking off at some point. Pitch squaring to bunt and foul by Braylon Rule to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 to Braylon Rule. You would think she's going to square again. Let's see. She does not, and that's right there for a strike. Belt high. 0-2. And again, the Bee Diggers at times have had issues making contact. They've struck out 5 times in this game. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted, and that's going to be caught by the pitcher. Took 3 steps to her left on a flare. 1 down as Braylon Rule is now 0 for 2. That'll bring up the number 5 hitter, Riley Lake. Singled in a run and struck out looking with the bases loaded in the second. With a runner at first and 1 down, the pitch. A little bit inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, at some point, these pitchers want to get in rhythm. Brush has scored in every inning, but they could have been kept off the board in 2 of those 3 innings. The offering swung on and chopped to the right side. To second for 1. Back to first, and that is off the first baseman's glove. Nearly a double play. That'll be a 4-6. As the ground ball was hit to the second baseman, Tori Damian, 2 down. Two down here for Olivia Odell. Struck out and hit by a pitch. I'm telling you, keep Valley in this game. This is going to go the distance. The offering. Swung on line. Foul down the left side. Nice swing there by Olivia. Hit that ball hard. I believe Grant has thrown 91 pitches. Man, whew.
Wow.
A lot of pitches.
It's only the fourth.
Well, but she's only one pitch away from getting out of this inning. And this would be her best inning. Bee Diggers have done damage with 2 down in this game. Upstairs, throw to second. Carrera slide. She's in there. Check that.
It's right Lake.
Yeah, that is Lake. Yeah, because Lake is in the fielder's choice. Stolen base for the speedy senior. In scoring position. And the offering. Strike. Outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Olivia Odell. Brush with a 2-run lead. It was a 5-run advantage going into the bottom of the third. We're in the fourth. Laying down the sign is Luark. The offering bounces in. And now Lake takes off for third. The slide, she's in there. I'm not sure if that was a straight steal. Kind of took a little stutter step. Bee Diggers would love a wild pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Number 22 awaits. Swung on and lifted foul. And towards the Digger dugout on the third base side. And out of play. Just out of play. Now, Odell gets another shot here on a 2-2 pitch. We play just over an hour of softball. The pitch. Upstairs, the Nuggets are coming up next. As soon as this game is over, we'll take you to the coverage of the Nuggets and Jazz. Tip time is at 6:30. It'll be a 3-2. Swung on, lined. Foul down the third base side. Another shot. But just off the line. 3-2. We're in the top half of the fourth inning. These teams have left a combined 13 on base over the first 3. The offering. Swung on and foul back. Well, Grant is challenging her. Approaching her 100th pitch. She's a couple away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lake at third. The pitch. Check swing foul. That would have been ball 4. It was up in the zone. And upcoming will be Kaya Grant's 100th pitch. She's averaging 25 an inning. And here comes a 3-2 total. Swung on and fisted. Foul down the third base side. In foul territory. Well, that's 4 consecutive foul balls hit by Odell. And this, I think, is the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Kaya Grant winds and fires. Swung on and lifted deep into left field along the line into foul territory. And that is out of play. Well, wow, 6. No, this might be the 12th pitch of the at-bat. Wow. A lot of pitches here on this batter alone. Here we go with a 3-2. Way outside. Boy, Lake is far off of third base. Almost baiting the catcher to throw over there, but nothing doing. Nadeline Poss is grounded out and struck out. She's 0 for 2. Here we go. Big situation again for the Bee Diggers. They've scored in each of the first 3 innings, up 5-3 in the fourth. And the pitch. Swung on, drilled to left center field. That ball's going to find a gap, take 1 hop up against the fence. 1 run scores. Odell's around third. She's going to score. It's a 2-out, 2-run double by Nadeline Poss. And the Bee Diggers have scored for a 4th consecutive frame and lead 7-3. That was drilled in the gap by Poss. And here is Annalise Glosson who was walked and popped out.
Now up number 23.
I mean, how many runs has Brush scored with 2 outs? Almost all of them.
Yeah. Doing a really great job here.
Yeah, that's clutch hitting. The pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler and gas up your car at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient, which makes them the only stop you need on your way to the big game.
And the 1-0 pitch to Glosson. Up and away. 2-0. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Valley with 3 in the bottom of the third. 2-0 pitch. Off the catcher, and to third is Pawson, a wild pitch. You know what? The at-bat by Olivia Odell clearly has flustered this pitcher because I think she's tired now.
Yeah.
Grant's been out there. That was like a 12 to 13 pitch at-bat. And now behind on Glosson. She's 1 pitch away from walking for the second time in the game, and that's a strike. New number high. Wearing the 23, 3-1. Three-one pitch. That's right there on the outer half, 3-2. As they call it in baseball, a payoff pitch is coming up to Annalise Glosson. Pitch number 109 of the game for Grant. And here it is. Swung on and foul to the screen. How many pitches has she thrown in this half? And he's got to be at least 30. Bee-Diggers have been aggressive, but 2 of the last 3 hitters are seeing a total of about 19 pitches. 3-2. Swung on and lifted foul down the left side. Count remains at 3-2 to Glosson. Yeah, you'd think there'd be 8 or 9 hitters coming up in this inning, but there's 2 down, 2 across. One of that's only the 6th hitter of the inning.
Yeah, something like that.
The pitch. Fouled off to the left. This is starting to look a little bit like the Olivia Odell at bat. At third is Natalie Paw. She had a big 2-run double in the left center field gap. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on and lifted foul, out of play again. Well, I'll let you know when we get to the bottom of the 4th inning how many pitches she threw in this inning, because
It's a lot.
it's got to be at least 30. At least. Minimum. 3-2 again to Glosson. And the offering. Foul to the backstop. 4 consecutive foul balls. We've had 2 of the last 3 batters seen a double-digit number of pitches. At third is Paws. 3-2. Up and away. Ball ricochets back to the catcher off the backstop. They've got a couple of boards there. And it's a walk. Abreu with a sac bunt and a single. There'll be a visit to the hill. She's got to be tired.
Premier Farm Credit understands production ag and has been serving our rural communities for over 100 years with locations in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke.
Once again, that's Premier Farm Credit. Kaya Grant will stay out there, but I don't know how much she has left. She's thrown a lot of strikes in the inning. Bee-Diggers have fouled off at least 10 or 11 pitches. And Odell and Glosson did the majority of that. So Abreu officially, after that sac bunt and single, is 1 for 1. Number 9 hitting out of the 9-hole. The pitch swung on and chopped for a base hit into left field beyond the third baseman Marquez. Glosson headed for third. She's going to be in there now into second. On the throw is Abreu. It's an RBI, and the Bee-Diggers lead 8-3 as Natalie Paw scores from third. And it's Abreu's second hit of the game. And there's more opportunities out there again. More two-out hitting. And two-out scoring. Here's Brooke Rule. She had the two-run single in the third. The pitch, up and away. So Brush has reclaimed that 5-run lead. But now they want to make it 7, 8, maybe more. Play some defense. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to the shortstop Rudd. Bobbles, sets, throws, out. Nice play by Rudd to retire Brooke Rule. And the Bee Diggers are finally retired here in the top of the 4th inning. That was a 35-pitch inning. It seemed like more. But the Bee Diggers get 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 base runners left. 3 1/2 innings are complete in Gilchrist. Brush 8, Valley 3 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Bailey Segura takes the first 2 pitches out of the zone. 2, 3, and 4. A sac bunt and it was hit by a pitch. The offering. That's just below the knees, 3-0. Yeah, Braylon still struggling with her control. She's thrown only 48 pitches. Her counterpart is well over 110. The pitch. Walked her on 4 pitches. Kaya Grant has reached on an error and singled. Braylon can start retiring the first hitter of the inning in a more consistent fashion. She'll really get into a rhythm. That's a strike, and we've seen that many times. She'll walk a hitter, hit a batter, and then all of a sudden she throws a strike to the next hitter. No balls and 1 strike. The Bee Diggers with an 8-3 lead over the Valley Vikings in Gilchrist. And the offering. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. That could be trouble, and that's going to be a base hit. Nadeline Poss chases it down in the corner. Segura to third. They're going to send her home, and she's going to be in there. And now caught between second and third is Grant. The throw back to second, the tag, and safe. She got underneath. It's an RBI double for Grant. And Valley is back on the board. It's 8-4. There's Kendall Luark, singled and popped out. Valley's not going away, Evan. Nope. They're staying in this game. The pitch, swung on and grounded right back to the mound. Throw to first by Rule is in time. Runner to third. Did not look back at the base runner, and that's a good thing. You got to get outs here.
Yeah.
You're up by 4 runs. Let the base runner go. Get the easy out. And Braylon Rule made the smart play, retiring the number 3 hitter, or the number 4 hitter. Damien is now the hitter. The pitch is a ball. Damien struck out and was hit by a pitch. Officially 0 for 1. The offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow center. Coming on is Brooke Rule. It's a base hit. Taking off for the plate now is Grant. She will score despite the throw. RBI for Damien. Valley is to within 3. It's 8-5 in the bottom of the 4th inning. That ball was just fisted out there.
Valley making that rally here.
Allie Sherman is 1 for 2, singled and struck out looking. Again, both teams have 7 hits. Swung on, grounded, base hit into right center field. That will advance Damien to second as Sherman comes through. A young team, but they're showing some promise. Victoria Blanco with a sac bunt and a walk. Officially 0 for 0. And I don't think she's going to try to bunt them over. You're down by 3. Well, she could. Inside. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bee Diggers have led by 5 on 2 occasions. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 2 on. The pitch. Swung on and chopped slowly on the left side. Third baseman Corral throws high to first and off the glove of Abreu. That's going to plate another run as Damien's going to cross home plate. It'll be an error on the third baseman for Brush. First and third, still only one out, and Valley's now made it an 8-6 Beat Digger lead on what was a routine play, but the throw was offline. No RBI, by the way. And boy, this is getting dangerous, Evan. Tanya Marquez is the hitter. She's 2 for 2. The offering. Strike. Outside corner, knee high. 0-1. Well, you get 3, you give up 3. But this is why Braylon's got to get that first hitter.
Yeah.
It's a domino effect. It's not all on the pitcher, but it gives the other team momentum. And that is just a little bit high. Good pitch by the sophomore, but missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Any ball hit on the ground here is going to score another run and make it a 1-run game. And we've only got 3 innings to go. The offering swung on and chopped foul up the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3 across for Valley in the bottom of the 4th inning. Braylon looking for a strikeout, but this is one of their better hitters. She is really, really a solid contact hitter. The pitch fouled on the changeup.
Out in front of that one.
Yep. That's one of the better pitches thrown by Braylon Rule, but the hitter Marquez got a piece of it. 1-2. Swung on and grounded slowly. Right side, second baseman Tatalini tossed to first. Runner for the plate. Throw is high, safe. And now to third is the trail runner. It's 8-7. And Abreu's got to be careful. She was nearly off that bag quickly. She was almost off that bag when she caught the ball. It'll go 4-3. Marquez drives in Sherman. Blanco to third. And again, it's 8-7. So the tying run is at third base. Peyton Sable to sack bunt and a walk. 0 for 0. Brush is being out hit by Valley. Swung on, grounded right side. First baseman Abreu has it and lunges and dives for the bag. Great play by Kylie Abreu to ensure the out and end the inning. But the Valley Vikings score 4 runs on 3 hits. A Beat Digger error and 1 left. We're down to 3 innings of softball here in Gilchrist. Anybody's game right now. Brush with an 8-7 lead over Valley on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Evan James. Let's head to the top of the 5th inning. Kaya Grant has taken off her visor, it looks like. Still on the mound. 116 pitches deep.
She looks tired, John.
Oh, she looks really tired. Oh, no. It's the not a visor, but that little face mask. But she has it off right now, warming up. Maybe that thing's just getting to her.
Man,
because not everybody's wearing a visor. They're not wearing it at Rudd or Marquez, not wearing it at short or third. I shouldn't say the visor, the mask. Only the second baseman, Damien, is wearing one in the infield. And Grant has it back on. Yeah, the pitcher's at the most risk. I mean, they're so close to the batter.
Yeah.
Harley Holdren will now lead off. Hitting out of this 2-hole. Now was Corral spotted in the lineup, but she struck out twice in a row. So Holdren will hit instead. 2, 3, and 4 for Brush with an 8-7 lead in the 5th inning. Wind and pitch. Inside. At this pace, she's going to throw 200 pitches.
Yeah.
Almost. It's going to be close to about 190 at this pace. So she needs a quick inning, but Brush wants to deny her that. 1-0. That must be a little bit inside. 2-0. Dropped by the catcher, Luark. Of course, softball, it's a natural motion, so you keep going. 2 balls and no strikes for the right-hander, Kaya Grant. There it is. Swung on and flared left side. Takes a couple of funny hops, and it's a base hit. Took a side spin off the pitcher's right leg. Nothing you could do there. It's an infield single. Nice start for the B-Diggers as Harley Holdren picks up the hit on a ball hit about 25 feet. But it doesn't matter how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it.
Number 3
And Alexis Corral comes in.
will re-intervene Alexis Corral.
Yep, she's the courtesy runner over at first.
Number 26, Grace Georgiou.
Grace Georgiou has singled, reached on an error, and walked. She's 1 for 2. And the offering. And that bounces in, and a stolen base for Corral, who rounds second. Oh, did the ball hit her? I didn't even see the ball even hit her. Must have hit her on a hop, because that ball bounced in, but apparently it got a piece of her foot. Okay, now Brush wants to break this open. And we've said that before. Braylon Rule, a walk, a fielder's choice, and a pop-out is 0 for 2. And we'll have Aaliyah Carrera running at first base. Here for Georgiou. Well, Kaya Grant in a mess to begin this inning. The pitch, up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Brush led 2-0 after 1, 3-0 after 2, 7-3 after 3. Well, 5-3 after 3, and 8-7 here after 4. The pitch, and that one sails behind the hitter, Rule. Wild pitch advances the runners. Corral to third, and Carrera to second. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Well, the game has certainly been entertaining. Runs in almost every inning. Well, runs in every inning for Brush. 2-0 pitch. Upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. Both teams have stranded 8 base runners through the first 4. So you have 15 runs on the board and 16 stranded. 3-0. Bases loaded. It's a walk to Braylon Rule. Riley Lake has singled in a run, struck out looking, and grounded into a fielder's choice, and that could be it for Kaya Grant. 122 pitches deep, and it is. So we'll have a change here, and we'll keep it right here with the B-Diggers up 8-7.
Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project.
All right, let's see the move the Valley Vikings make here after Kaya Grant won 4+ innings. And let's see. Looks like the new pitcher, Peyton Savolt, will be the new pitcher for Valley. Left-handed hitter, right-handed thrower. And she will look to try to slow down these B-Diggers. I mean, this is still anybody's game. I mean, the Brush B-Diggers have the opportunity to score 5 or 6 runs. They've had that opportunity to score many runs in each of these innings, and they get something on the board, but haven't had anything bigger than a 3-run frame. If they could put together a real crooked number, anywhere from 5 to 6 runs, that'll give them more cushion instead of just 3 runs. Well, they've had as many as a 5-run lead. They might need a 7 or 8-run lead before they feel comfortable because Valley doesn't go away. So Peyton Savolt is the new pitcher, which means we'll have a new right fielder. We'll see who that is.
I do believe those.
Yeah, see, we get a number on the right fielder. Because right now, right field is vacant. I don't see anybody in right. Let's see. Yeah, they've moved around a couple of players. Yeah, there's somebody shading over to right, but don't have a number on her. All right, so here's Lake.
Number 17, Riley Lake.
That's Jordan Rudd. Grant moved. Did Grant move to short? Let's see the pitch. Swung on and chopped to third. To the plate. That is one, and I don't know why. I have no idea why she applied a tag, although she did. There was no reason for Luar to do that. It's a force out. But an excellent play by Marquez. That'll go 5-2, and there's one down. So the bases remain loaded
Number 22, Olivia Odell.
with one out for Olivia Odell. Bead Diggers looking for that big hit. The pitch is upstairs. Odell is struck out, hit by a pitch, and then a 13-pitch walk. So now the situation is almost the same with one out, and the base runners are different. Infield is in. Swung on and lifted into shallow left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit, and the throw is going to be all the way home. It could have been made to second for a force. Sliding in is Holdren. And on the RBI from Olivia Odell, the Bead Diggers make it 9-7. They could have easily thrown to second. Lake would have been forced out. She was way off the bag, but the throw was made all the way home where there was really no play. Nadel Poss had a huge 2-run double in a 4-run third and a 3-run fourth, that is. She's now the hitter, grounded out and struck out in her first 2 plate appearances. The right-hander, Sable, delivers. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. At third is Braylon Rule. Riley Lake at second. Odell, who just got the base hit, is at first. Brush has scored in every inning. But again, their biggest frame has been a 3-run fourth. 1-0. Swung on and fouled and cued off the fist there towards the right side. 1-1. Well, Poss demonstrated the power in her previous at bat. I mean, she got all of that softball into the left center field gap. 1-1. Swung on and lifted into right field. That's got some bite to it. Jordan Rudd's going to make the catch to her left. Tagging up at third is Rule. She will score. The other runners advance. Sac fly by Poss. Makes it 10-7.
I don't really know why she threw the first.
Yeah, you go probably to second base there. Yeah, so it's now 10-7. We will have Facebook Live look-ins coming up on Saturday against Strasburg. That's the plan. We were hoping to do it here, but it really we have to have the perfect setting for it. 1 ball and no strikes. And I'm not talking weather-wise, talking technologically. 1-0 here to Annalise Glosson, who's walked on a couple of occasions. She's got a chance to drive in 2. The pitch, swung on, grounded, base hit into left center field. 1 run scores, Odell around third. She's in. It's a 2-run base knock for Annalise Glosson. And Brush now leads 12-7, 4 across here in the 5th. Oh, nice job going the other way.
Great hit by Annalise Clausen.
Abreu with a sac bunt and 2 singles. So for the 3rd time in the game, Brush leads by 5. The pitch, swing and a miss way out in front on a ball down in the zone, 0-1. This is the 9th hitter of the inning. And the offering swung on and grounded foul towards the Digger dugout on the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. But again, the 5-run lead doesn't mean a lot unless you do something defensively. I'm anxious to see how Braylon comes out in the bottom of the 5th against the first hitter. The pitch, swing and a miss, but the ball goes off the catcher Luark, and on the strikeout, Abreu is going to get the first. Threw her a changeup. She was way out in front. It was actually a pretty good pitch, but you gotta feel that if you're the catcher, and that gives the dangerous Brooke Rule, who's 2 for 4, a chance to hit. Had a 2-run single in this game in the 3rd inning. Brush looking to extend the 5-run lead. The pitch, upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. So the Bead Diggers have batted it around in this frame. 10th hitter of the frame, the offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle, and the shortstop's going to step on the bag for the out. Yeah, that's not Rudd out there at short. I don't believe it's her. I think she was in right field. Nonetheless, it's a fielder's choice. And the Bee Diggers are retired here in the top of the 5th inning. But again, they have scored in every inning, including in this frame. 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. The Bee Diggers have stranded 10 despite scoring 12 runs. 4 1/2 innings have been played in Gilcrest. Brush 12, Valley 7 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, it's time right now for Braylon Rule to deliver to the first hitter, Jordan Rudd. The pitch is in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, you've got to at least make her hit.
Yeah.
I mean, she's had way too many struggles against the first hitter of innings in the last 2 games. 1-0. Strike at the knees, and the count is level at 1-1. Rudd is 0 for 2. Brush 12, Valley 7 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
We also have a change in the outfield and the third base.
Swung on, lined, foul down the third baseline. Yeah, Madeline Pauls is at third. Who's at left there? Can you see that, Evan?
That would be, I think, Carly Tattolini. Yep, it's Carly Tattolini, and then Alexis Corral is at center.
That places Riley Lake at second base, and Brooke Rule at short. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fisted foul. Not a play off to the right. Count remains at 1-2. Again, we will have the Nuggets coming up at 6:30. Hopefully the game will be over by then, this game. The pitch to the screen. 2-2. And generally long softball games are not good.
No.
You know, they're choppy. You don't want to be playing softball for this long. You want to win. Swung on and foul back. It is 2-2. Here to Jordan Rudd to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Brush has never trailed in the game, but every time they get out to a big lead, Valley comes right back. Wine and offering. Up and away, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Jordan Rudd to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Laying down the sign is Georgiou. The pitch swung on and driven deep to left field, down the line, way back towards the fence. It's a home run for Jordan Rudd on a 3-2 pitch to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. Valley is tallied again. It's now a 12-8 Bee Digger lead. And Bailey Segura, who has 3 plate appearances, a sac bunt, a hit by pitch, and a walk, will now step in.
24, Bailey Segura.
That's a wild game. A wild game here. But again, I'll credit Braylon. Forget about giving up the home run. She made her hit the ball. That's what you want. That's a step in the right direction. The pitch, way outside, 1-0. One ball and no strikes. I mean, it's not easy being a pitcher. Swing and a miss. Let her high. The count levels at 1-1 to Segura. Pitch. Down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. The sophomore, Braylon Rule, comes home. Up and away. Yeah. I score, you score. I score, you score. That's just the way it is. Valley spotted Brush 5 runs early. 3-1. Strike, outside corner at the knees. Count moves to 3-2 on this hitter. The pitch. Up and away. It's a walk. Yeah, Segura didn't know it was a walk, but apparently I did, and so did the umpire. Kaya Grant is 2 for 3 in the game. Yeah, this is the game that won't end. The longest baseball game I've done is 3 hours. I mean, this is going to approach 2 hours easily, fouled off into the Digger dugout. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. We started at about 4:04. No balls and 1 strike. But again, it's been a while since either team had a clean inning. Like a 1-2-3, the pitch. Change-up, strike, runner goes to second, throw, and nobody's there. And both the shortstop and second baseman converge late. The ball skips into center field. No further advance by Segura. It's a stolen base. Count is at 0-2. Boy, you need an out here badly. And the 0-2 pitch. Outside. Ball 1, strike 2. The Bee Diggers win. They would go to 3-2. Valley's 1-4 going into the game, but battling Brush all the way through. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs. Ball 2, strike 2. There has not been a 0 on the board since the bottom of the second. Swung on, lined, and that's into left field. That's a base hit. Segura to third. And Kaya Grant has her 3rd hit of the game. She is 3 for 4. Kendall Luark has singled, popped out, and grounded out. She's 1 for 3. The tying run is on deck. The offering. Down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Not much you can do here. When they're hitting the ball that well, the pitch. Swung on and lifted to center field. Going back is Alexis Corral. Makes the grab. The runner tags towards home. The throw all the way through, and in there is Segura on the sac fly, hit by Luark. And it's Valley now trailing Brush 12-9 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Like you said earlier, John, you score, I score.
Yeah, that's pretty evident right now. Here's Damien, who's 1 for 2. Had a base hitter last time up, but at least the Bee Diggers have an out, which is not recorded on the board yet. Swing and foul tipped at the plate. 0-1. Only 2 innings to go after this, but it seems the game won't end for like a couple of hours the way this is going.
Yeah.
Very slow, methodical game. The pitch. Up and away. Ball 1. Oh, a strike. A delayed call. It's 0-2. Unofficially, that was pitch number, here it is, upstairs. That was pitch number 83, now 84. Thrown by Rule. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 across, bottom 5. Brush 12, Valley 9. The offering. Swing and a miss. And Damien strikes out. There's 2 down.
Damien goes down swinging for the second out.
That'll send up Hallie Sherman.
Bring up number 23.
It's been a while since Braylon Rule has recorded a strikeout. Let's see, that is just her 3rd of the game. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Here by Sherman, who's 2 for 3. Singled, struck out looking, and singled again. So again, the Bee Diggers looking to limit the damage. The 0-1 low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Sherman. Brush has a run, at least a run in every inning. Valley scored in each of the last 3 innings. Swung on and fouled to the plate. Ball 1, strike 2. Here to Sherman. Well, at this point, it's time to put her away. Let's see if she can just put her away right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch. Up and away. 2-2. Here to Sherman. And that's in the dirt. Runner goes to second. Now it's 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. And that pitch is swung on and popped up foul territory. Abreu has it up the first base side and makes the grab. And the Bay Diggers are thankful that that inning is over. Well, again, scoring in the frame was Valley. 2 runs, 2 hits. No errors, and 1 left. To the 6th inning we go. In 1 minute, the Bay Diggers with a 12-9 lead over the Valley Vikings on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bay Diggers lead by a score of 12-9 as we head to the 6th inning. I'm John Beltran with Evan James. Alexis Corral will now be stepping into this spot. Struck out her last 2 times. Yeah, wild game. Second pitcher. Peyton Savolt is still out there. She replaced Kaya Grant, who threw over 120 pitches. The offering. Squaring to bunt, lays it up the first base side. It's going to be a tough play fielded by the pitcher. Throw to first, and in time. Covering over there was the second baseman, Damien.
Corral was close, though.
Yeah. Well, she got up that line. That'll go 1-4, and 1 down in the 6th inning for Grace Georgiou. Singled, reached in an air, walked, and hit by a pitch. That's the line here on Georgiou, officially at 1-for-2. Just shy of the top of the hour. This is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Marino. And that pitch is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Update on Evan James, still doing well. Or was it good, or how would you say now? You're getting tired.
Great.
Yeah, great? Let me tell you, that tone indicates otherwise. That's in the dirt. Man, if that's great, that's a new version of great.
Yeah, allergies are kicking my butt today.
2 balls and no strikes. 1 out, and the base is empty in the 6th inning. Savolt delivers. Swung on and drilled deep down the left side. If it's fair, it's gone, but that is twisting, and that remains fair and still inside the park here. It's going to be a double. It didn't leave the yard, but it's a double here for Grace Georgiou, and Carrera will be the runner. I thought it was going to leave the yard, but it did not. Nonetheless, her second hit of the game. Yeah, this is the area where we're blocked off. I thought she had enough of that, but she must have got underneath that softball. Brush picks up their 11th hit of the game. Valley has 10. Here's Braylon Rule. Walked twice. She's 0-for-2. Swung on and lifted in the infield. The second baseman, Damien, makes the grab. There's 2 down. Only had to scamper 2 steps to her left. Riley Lake has singled, struck out, grounded into 2 fielders, is 1-for-4. Well, this frame is going by quick so far, and that's taken for a ball, down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Savolt delivers, swung on and chopped to third, off the third baseman, Marquez, and Lake's going to be safe at first. Hit the heel of her glove. That'll be the 3rd error of the game by the third baseman, extending the inning for Olivia Odell. Remaining at second was Carrera. Nothing she could do there to advance. Well, Lake now at 1-for-5, but that's the reason you hit the ball on the ground. You force the defense to make the play. The pitch. Swung on, line, caught! A leaping grab, a lunging grab by the third baseman, Marquez, who just committed an error and made one of the better defensive plays in this game. to end the frame. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left. The Bee Diggers in this game have stranded 12 on the base paths, but they maintain a 12-9 lead over Valley after 5.5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. First pitch is going to be a ball to Victoria Blanco. A sac bunt, a walk. She got on base via the air. Strike on the inside corner. Ball 1, strike 1. For the right-hander Braylon Rule, the Bee Diggers in the 6th inning did not score for the first time in the game. The pitch swung on and fouled to the backstop. Count is now at 1-2. And this is a key sequence for Brush. 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the lineup. Blanco, Marquez, and Savolt. The pitch, swing, and did she foul tip it? Oh, she got a piece of it. Georgiou couldn't hold on. Remains at 1-2. Braylon Rule fires. Oh, boy, hit her on the left foot. I believe that's the 4th hit batsman and the 3rd time in this game, matching last game's total that she's hit a leadoff batter, and it's always in the foot. That's dangerous territory if you're Brush. You were ahead of the batter. Here's Marquez, singled twice and grounded out. But again, I respect Braylon. She's going to keep going there on the inside part of the plate. That's a strike down the middle. Thigh high, it's 0-1. She is not intimidated by the fact that she's hitting batters. She's going to maintain that pitching pattern until she gets it as consistent as possible. The offering down and away. The count levels at 1-1. Brush did get a 1-out double from Georgiou in the 6th inning, and that was it offensively. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, nobody out, bottom 6. Brush clinging to a 12-9 lead. The pitch. Way outside, throw back to first, back in diving is Blanco. 2-1 to Marquez. Yeah, this would be considered an upset if Valley rallies to win. Brush is definitely the better team. 2-1. Swung on, grounded left side. The shortstop Rule backhand. Long throw to first is high and late. It's a base hit. It is a base hit for Marquez. I thought she would try the short way and try to get the runner, Peyton Savolt. A sac bunt, a walk, and a ground out. Again, Brush has never trailed in the game, but they're in trouble right now in the bottom of the 6th inning. The offering in the dirt. Runner goes to third. The throw, and nobody's there. Nobody's there. Poss came in to play the bunt. So it was an uncontested stolen base for Blanco. One ball and no strikes. The infield is being played in, except at short. Brooke Rule back at short. The pitch. Strike. On the outer half, it's 1-1. Now the board says 2-0, but that's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. First and third, nobody out of the bottom of the 6th inning. And Rule delivers, and she bunts it right back to the pitcher. The throw to first is in time to throw home the slide, and out! Is that going to be a double play? It is. It's a double play. That's a huge double play. As cut down to the plate was Blanco. That'll go 1-3-2. Runner at second, 2 down. That's the biggest defensive play of the game for Brush. Wow.
Did a good job there of getting both those outs.
Oh, phenomenal. Phenomenal play. And the pitch to Rudd, swung on and lifted into right center field. That should drop. That will drop for a base hit. Marquez is around third. The throw is not going to come towards the plate. It's an RBI for Jordan Rudd, who homered in a previous at-bat. And it is now a 12-10 game.
One drive to right center for Jordan. She'll get a single. It'll bring in a run
Well,
for the Vikings.
they're still in this thing.
Bring the tally up to 12-10. Now up number 24.
They are still in this.
Bailey Segura.
Here's Bailey Segura. The pitch, swung on and grounded foul up the right side. Let's see what Segura's done in this game. She is 0 for 0. A sac bunt, hit by a pitch, and 2 walks. So that's the line on her. And the offering, swung on, grounded foul up the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. Valley has scored for the 4th consecutive time. And it's a 12-10 lead for the Bee Diggers. They've had 3 5-run leads in the game. 0-2 here. Bottom of the 6th inning, the pitch swung on and fouled behind the backstop. And it remains at 0-2. Wow, this is going to be a hard-earned victory. The Bee Diggers can pick it up here, Evan. No balls and 2 strikes. Braylon Rule looking to end this frame right now. The pitch, up and away. No throw to first by Georgiou. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this is a critical part of the lineup here, because you're going to have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters right behind her. You want to get this out. 1-2. Change up off the glove of Georgiou. Rudd to second. And again, Valley looking for more in this frame. They are looking for more. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second, 1 across, and it's a 2-run lead for the Bee Diggers in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the pitch, way outside. And high, 3-2. And watch out, because Kaya Grant is on deck. And with her and Luark, they are big-time hitters.
Got to get that critical strikeout here.
Well, or just something. You just got to get an out. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner at the knees. And it's a strikeout of Bailey Segura. And that ends it for Valley here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and a base runner left. The Bee Diggers can breathe for a little bit right now as we head to the 7th in Gilchrist. Brush 12. Valley 10 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, the Bee Diggers have had 2 one-sided victories this season by 16 runs over Platte Valley and by 10 over Resurrection Christian. If they win today, unless they put up a huge number here in this inning, and even if they do, it's not going to make a difference because it's been a competitive game all the way. As Brush leads 12-10 going into the top of the 7th inning. Nadeline Poss followed by Annalise Glosson and Kylie Abreu. Poss is 1 for 3, a 2-run double and a sac fly. Peyton Savolt, the right-handed pitcher, delivers. That is low. 1 ball and no strikes. The Nuggets and Jazz, Game 7 coming up at 6:30. That will be on radio only, 1010 KSIR. And the pitch swung on and popped foul, and out of play off to the right. With the way Valley has rallied, scoring in each of the last 4 innings, Brush does not want to be kept off the board for a second straight inning. They need to score here. And the 1-1. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Now to play again.
Same spot.
Well, that one jammed her. 1 ball and 2 strikes. To Nadeline Poss was the left fielder to begin the game, now at third base. The offering. Changeup grounded weakly left side. The third baseman Marquez throws on the run, and Poss is out at first, and there's 1 out. And Marquez has committed 3 errors over there, but not that time. Glosson has had a very good day at the plate. Walked, popped out, walked again at a 2-run single. Officially at 1 for 2. Hitting from the left side. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. MCC, Morgan Community College. There to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. If you can get around to Georgiou, she's about 5 hitters away, then you've got a shot for a big inning. The pitch swung on and lifted down the left side, and that's going to drop for a base hit, and the ball gets away from Grant, the left fielder, and to second is going to be Glosson. We'll call it a straight-up double. Glosson now with her second hit in as many at-bats. And for Brush, that's their 12th hit of the game. And that matches Valley's total.
You know, Glosson looking a lot better at the plate this game than.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Pitches upstairs. Abreu's 2 for 3. Well, what's crazy is that the score and the runners left on base are identical. Brush has left 12 on base and Valley's left 10. I'll confirm that here in just a second, but I think I just saw that stat. The pitch bounces in. Runner to third, and Glosson slides in head first on the wild pitch. 2-0. Yeah, here are the line scores. 12 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for Brush. They've left 12. 10 runs, 12 hits, 4 errors for Valley, and they've stranded 10.
That's weird.
Very weird. Bounces in again.
But what can you say, John? It's 2020.
Evan, that's the best point you've made on this broadcast, without a doubt. That's a great point. I think we've said that before. 3 balls and no strikes. The pitch. Strike. Letter high, it's 3-1. We'll have a short post game because of the Nuggets coming up at 6:30. 3-1 to Abreu. The offering. In the dirt, skips away. Glosson will hold up at third, though. And Abreu took second. She went all the way to second because the pitch got away. So that's aggressive base running.
Number 11, Brooke Rule.
And Brooke Rule already has a 2-run single. She's officially 2 for 5. Her 6th plate appearance. Boy, you need those 2 runs out there. 12-10 going into the bottom of the 7th is not enough. The offering. Strike at the knees. On a ball that was dipping down in the zone. It's 0-1. At third is Glosson. Abreu at second. 12-10 Brush, top 7. Wind and pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow center field. That might drop. Nope, it's going to be caught on the run. And the throw home's going to be made. No tag. Now the ball skips away. Let's see if Glosson breaks for the plate. She will break for the plate and score. And that'll be a throwing error on the center fielder as that ball short hopped the catcher, Luark. Brush catches a huge break. If that's a clean throw, then it's 13-10. Then it's 12-10, but instead it's 13-10. So no sac fly. Boy, that's unfortunate there as the catch was made. Yeah, I think that's Segura out in center. Yep, it is. So 13-10. Corral takes a pitch upstairs.
Number 3, Alexis Corral.
Well, what should have happened there, the catcher should have gone out and caught that on the fly. On the short throw. But it did not happen. And the pitch. That skips away. Breaking for the plate is Abreu. She'll score on the wild pitch. Brush now leads 14-10. Well, they've scored their 2 runs on an error and a wild pitch. But Brush will take it because they know that runs have been easy to come by, but preventing runs has not been easy at all in this game. Conversation on the hill, 2 balls and no strikes to Corral. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go at Equitable Savings and Loan. 2-0 to Alexis Corral. 0 for 3 in the game. A sack bunt, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out. Upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. I don't see Corral swinging at this pitch. There's no way. 3-0, there's no way with George Yu on deck she swings at this pitch. And it's in the dirt anyway. So it's a walk. Well, let's see if Grace can hit one out. She just doubled, singled earlier. One of the top hitters in the state. She is 2 for 3, also was hit by a pitch. Peyton Savolt delivers outside. Corral to second, easy steal. Yeah, you would normally say, hey, don't steal with your big hitter up there, but Alexis is too fast. They're not going to throw her out. And now she's in scoring position, so Grace doesn't have to hit it out, just hit it in the gap. The pitch. And that one nearly was airmailed to the screen, but a great job of the catcher, Luark, stabbing that one. 2-0. I wonder if they should just walk her intentionally. Wyven pitched to her. 2-0. Yeah, in the dirt. Yeah, the throw to third, the slide, and she's going to be safe. Oh, boy. Oh, that was a close play. That was real close. Let me tell you, if she would have been called out there, I'll be honest with you, Evan, it would not have been a bad call. 3-0, very aggressive base running. I tell you, how did you see that one?
I mean, she had her toes right up against it.
It was close. Had they called Corral out, it would not have been a bad call. It was that close to 3-0. Swung on and lifted for a base hit into left field. Corral scores, and that's a player that should swing at a 3-0 pitch and does. George Yu with her second, make it her third hit of the game. And the Bee Diggers now lead by a score of 15-10, 3 across in the 7th. We've had 3 plays at third base that have all gone in Brush's favor. Braylon Rule is 0 for 3. Walked a couple of times. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted in the infield. The shortstop charges and makes the catch. Had a couple of different shortstops out there. And that was Jordan Rudd. No, I guess she's been out there exclusively. Looked like she was the player in right field. Nonetheless, it makes no difference. The catch is made, and the Bee Diggers have been retired in the top of inning number 7. 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. Through 6.5 innings, the Bee Diggers have stranded 13 base runners, but they lead the Valley Vikings with 3 outs to go in Gilcrest, 15-10 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran with Evan James has said to the bottom of the 7th inning, what a game this has been. But the Bee Diggers, for the 4th time in the game, lead by 5 runs exactly. It's now a 15-10 contest. Valley will send up Kaya Grant, Kendall Luark, and Tori Damien, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Grant is 3 for 4. Wind and pitch. Low. 1 ball and no strikes. Brush looking for their 3rd win of the year. And the offering very high. 2-0 here to Grant. It's amazing how you could score 15 runs and still strand 13, but Valley has scored 10 and stranded 10. And the 2-0 strike right at the knees. Took something off of that one. Ball 2, strike 1 to Kaya Grant, the leadoff hitter for Valley in the bottom of the 7th inning, with Brush up by 5. The offering swung on and grounded to third. Backhanded by Paul. She throws to first. That is right there for the out. Beautiful backhanded play by the Bee Digger third baseman. 1 down in the 7th. And that'll bring up Kendall Luark, who is 1 for 3. Well, that pivotal first out that the B-Diggers have not been able to get in this game. But they got it right there, the pitch. And that bounces into Georgiou. 1 ball and no strikes. That was unofficially pitch number 115 for the sophomore Braylon Rule. The offering swung on and lifted it behind the plate, and Georgiou to the screen, and it's over the fence.
Georgiou showing her athleticism right there.
Yeah, tons of. I mean, she knew exactly where the ball was, and had that ball stayed in play, she'd have made that catch. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, and the base is empty in the 7th. Up and away. Ball 2, strike 1. Valley has scored in each of the last 4 innings. The last time they were kept off the board was in the 2nd. 2-1. The pitch. Swung on and driven deep to right field. Going back is Odell, and that ball takes 3 hops and up against the bottom of the fence. And the second is going to be Kendall Luark. It's a 1-out double for Valley on a ball that was smoked. And here comes Tori Damien. She struck out twice, hit by a pitch and singled. Oh, you just get the out at first now. It doesn't matter. Base runner does not matter when you're up by 5. The pitch, strike, belt high, outer half, it's 0-1. We'll have as quick a recap as possible. It's going to be a busy one with a combined 25 runs so far. The offering way outside. Nice backhanded stab there by Georgiou. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. The B-Diggers lead 15-10 in the bottom of the 7th in Gilchrist. And the pitch. Swung on, grounded to first. Abreu's got it. Steps to the bag with her right foot to third. Is going to be Luark. 2 down. Yep. Easy does it. That's what Brush is doing here. And Braylon Rule is all over the strike zone in this frame. Hallie Sherman has singled twice, struck out, and popped out. She is 2 for 4. 1 out away. Swung on, lined, base hit into right center field. Luark scores. The 3rd hit of the game for Hallie Sherman. Valley stays alive. It's 15-11. That'll send up Victoria Blanco, who is 0 for 1. She's also been hit by a pitch. She was thrown out at the plate on a huge 1-2-3 double play, or 1-3-2 double play. The pitch. Upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 to Blanco. And the offering. Swung on and grounded to first, and it goes underneath Abreu into right field. Flagged down by the second baseman, Lake. Throw back to the pitcher. They've got to play at third to throw this, and it's off the third baseman. Pause's glove. Now heading to the plate is going to be Luark. To throw the tag. She is out at the plate. It'll be a single, and then from all the way from first trying to score was Hallie Sherman. Check that. It was Sherman, not Luark. And the game ends on a crazy play as the B-Diggers win the game by a score of 15-12. That's going to go 3-4. I think 7-2. I think it was the left fielder who picked it up. Nonetheless, yeah, you would think that the game's going to end that crazily. It does. Post-game show is brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Get your project started the right way. Western Engineering Consultants. For the B-Diggers, 15 runs, 13 hits. 2 errors, 13 left on base, 11 runs, 15 hits, 5 errors, 11 left on base for Valley. The winning pitcher was Braylon Rule. Kaya Grant takes the loss. Time of the game, 2 hours and 25 minutes. The B-Diggers scored in every inning but the 6th inning. RBI singles in the first from Georgiou. And Riley Lake made it 2-0. They scored on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Brooke Rule with a 2-run single in the third made it 5-0. Valley countered with 3 in the bottom of the third. Bee Diggers came back. Nadel and Poss had a 2-run double in the fourth. Made it 7-3. Kylie Abreu with an RBI single made it 8-3. Valley came back with 4 in the bottom of the fourth, making it 8-7. Back came Brush, run-scoring single from Odell. Made it 9-7. Poss with a third RBI, a sac fly. It was 10-7. A 2-run single by Glosson made it 12-7. Then all of a sudden it was 12-10, but the Bee Diggers would score 3 more runs, insurance runs, in the top of the 7th inning. On an error, a wild pitch, and then a Grace Georgiou RBI single. An exhausting afternoon, but the Bee Diggers moved to 3-2. Valley drops to 1-5. Bee Diggers back in action Sunday morning at 11 o'clock in Brush against the Strasburg Indians. We'll have it right here on 1010 KSIR. All right, we'll take a break here, and we'll get you to the Nuggets and Jazz for Game 7 of that Western Conference quarterfinal coming up in just a few moments. For Evan James, I'm John Beltran. The final score from Valley High School in Gilcrest. The Brush Bee Diggers defeat the Valley Vikings by a score of 15-10 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.